and gentlemen, it is your host with the most, Mega John 13th Street. Welcome to Empire Intel episode number 13, where I am joined by my good friend Bariqua Blood.
What's going on, folks?
Hi, Bariqua. do you like my Mega John 13th Street voice?
I see.
T. Martin? Do we need to do some T. Martin up in here?
Might as well get Keemstar up in here as well.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. Oh, we'll save Keemstar for another time. But, guys, welcome to episode 13 of Empire Intel. You might notice things are a little bit different this time around. We kicked Rican off the show. We told him to pack his shit and get the fuck out. But not really. Rican's just taking a little bit of time off, so me and Bariqua are going to hold the fort down. And, Bariqua, we got an interesting topic right here. We got diversity in gaming.
Yes, we do.
Diversity in gaming is always a big topic, and I would say a lot of this, like personally, I never realized it as a problem until that vermin Anita Sarkeesian started her feminist frequency channel and started going off on tangents against the video game industry and really put a sour taste in everybody's mouth because she has come out with some off-the-wall shit. I mean, but I guess on the flip side, she did bring light to the issue, and you know, I think it's too little, too late, because this day and age we have a lot of diversity right now, a ton of diversity.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with 100%, man. Be honest with you, man. I think it's the way it goes with everything else in today's day and age, man. People just try to dissect everything and try to fucking get like the most negative they can get out of anything, you know, whether it be fucking TV shows, games, sports, fucking whatever the case may be. People just overlook it, man, and just try to bash the crap out of everything, which, you know, it's horrible, bro. I mean, you know, it's not like back in the day where you play a game, man, and you're just playing a game to play the game, you know?
Yeah.
No, nowadays people want to come out and just, I guess, you know, whether it be, you know, to get publicity or whatever the case may be, but they just want to dissect the crap out of everything and just start bashing it. I mean, it's sad.
Yeah, it is, and you know, we're guilty of that to an extent because we look at games like, you know, Ghost Recon or something else, and the things that stick out the most in our mind are the problems. But with this topic in particular, I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. This article actually came out on February 28th. It was around the time, I believe that was the same day that Horizon Zero Dawn came out.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I've already closed the window. I don't have her name in front of me, but
yeah, Dia Lucina.
Dia Lucina. Yeah, you look at her on this website. You look at her name, and right under it, it says she's a trans something. She's trans and some other shit. Anyway, so it's a man-woman. But
basically, yeah, it states trans queer native photographer.
Okay.
So I mean, she's not even a female. So
yeah,
or so it's not even a female.
Yeah, there we go. That's it. But yeah, she wanted to throw shade at Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, I haven't played the game. I don't think you played the game, have you?
No, not at all.
No. So everything I'm reading about this game, it praises it for being the most diverse game in years. It has a female lead, and I guess throughout the game the NPCs are of all different races, ethnicities, sexes, and this writer, she took offense to the use of the word savages. Mainly it was savage, from what I've seen from other media outlets, that since she's a Native American, I guess nobody should ever use that word. Nobody should ever refer to anybody else as a savage. And from my understanding of the game, it didn't refer to a specific ethnic group as savages. It just referred to people by their actions. They savagely take things or murder people or something like that.
Correct.
So it's you know, just getting overly sensitive about shit like that. Like,
And
we can't use the word anymore.
and that's the problem. The problem, man, is just today's day and age is that oversensitivity, snowflake fucking generation. You know, where just people get butthurt for the smallest things, man. I mean, words like this. It's like you said, the term savage itself, man. It's not being used towards a specific ethnical group. It's like you said, man. It's related to the actions of a person. You know what I'm saying? And you know, stuff like tribal, primitive. I mean, and braves. I mean, which are other words that are being used here. I think just being used out of context, and I think this is just being blown out of proportion.
Yeah. So, can I be brave, or you know, or is that me using the word brave? Is someone going to take that out of context and saying, because you know, brave means you're a brave and bold person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's used to describe Native American tribes and Native American people in some instances, but we're getting to the point to where if I describe myself as being brave, then someone else is going to come around and you can't say that. You can't. You're
Yeah.
not Native American. You're a white person. You can't.
No,
You
exactly.
can't refer to yourself as being brave, even if don't say I'm a brave. I'm just brave.
You
And
know,
that,
and it, oh,
oh,
I'm
go
sorry to
ahead.
cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh no, I said, and that's just how this society is going. You see it in politics and in media. You know, it's people are so sensitive to certain words, and words can have many different meanings. It doesn't always mean the same fucking thing.
You know, and the thing that gets me, man, it's sad. You know, just because the fact that you know, in regards to gaming itself, it's come a long way. I mean, there are specific games that I'm going to mention right now which actually have, you know, lead characters of other than white, um, you know, either race or other than male, you
Hmm.
know, a lead. So, you know, bringing up like Mafia 3, Mafia 3 has a lead black male character. Walking Dead. Walking Dead is another example. It started off with Walking Dead 1, which was a lead black male character. Now with Walking Dead season 2 and season 3, you have Clementine, which she is the lead black female character. Battlefield 1, another one, you know, going and actually putting the history of the Harlem Hellfighters and actually having a black male lead on the cover of the game itself.
Hmm.
And as we spoke of earlier, Overwatch, by having a female, white female lead character, and not just a white lead female, but a white lead female who is lesbian from what you informed me.
Yeah, yeah. It came out a few months ago that she is a lesbian character.
You know,
Everybody
so
knew there was going to be a lesbian character in this game. They all thought it was the buff chick Zarya, and she might still be, but everybody was like, "Oh my God, Tracer's a lesbian? What?"
yeah, you know exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, the way gaming has evolved, man. You know, those stereotypes and stuff, man. That stuff, you know, it's over, man. Like, you know, it's so broad and regret into like the way, how can I say, into the way ethnicity or male female roles. Look at Wildlands. Wildlands, man, you can customize your character. You can have a white character, black character, Asian character, Latino character. You know what I'm saying? You can have anything. You know what I'm saying? What you want. You know.
Yeah.
And the majority of these games, you can actually customize your character, or even to the point where you can use the Kinect itself to take a photo of yourself and create yourself within the character. You know. So,
Right.
I mean, it's gotten so diverse in what ethnicity group can be the lead that this right here, man, article, it's, I think whoever wrote it look too much into it. They definitely part of that snowflake generation where they're just too overly sensitive, and they're part of that generation which, you know, dissects everything to the point where they just are looking for all the negatives they can get out of anything that's positive and just bash the crap out of it to try to make them, you know, their article, whatever, look good.
And I think it was something done maliciously just or for selfish reasons, more or less, just saying, hey, this is a game that came out, everybody's praising it, so let me throw a little bit of salt on it. Let me throw a little bit of shade on it. In fact, the woman I referred to earlier, Anita Sarkeesian, she did the same thing right after Breath of the Wild came out last month, and everybody was praising it and giving it 10s, and she got on Twitter and went on a tirade about, you know, Breath of the Wild's a great game, but it still holds on to these sexist tropes that have been put before us for years and years, and that needs to stop. And what she's referencing in these tweets is that Link, being a male character, has to save Zelda, the female character. Well, that shit got debunked quick. I mean, when that story broke, whenever she started bitching about it, I hadn't beat the game yet. I was just about done with it, and after beating the game and watching these videos, that's not the case at all. It's very apparent that she did not play through the game, because I don't know if this is getting into spoiler territory, but it probably is, so spoiler alerts for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I guess. The princess, yes, she's trapped in the castle, but she's not, or she's in the castle, she's stuck in the castle. The reason she is stuck in that castle is because she's fighting off Ganon. She's not a helpless female that...
Character, yeah.
Yeah, she's not like Anita Sarkeesian is putting it out there and wants you to believe. She's actually fighting Ganon and trying to hold him there so his reign of terror doesn't spread across all of Hyrule. And
Correct.
the reason that your character Link needs to get there is to help her fight. Not because she's helpless, but Ganon can't get control of the Master Sword. So Zelda hid the Master Sword away in the Lost Woods. Your character Link, that's your quest. You need to go and get the Master Sword and build up your powers so that you two together can beat Ganon, can scourge the land of Calamity Ganon, so to speak. And even the final boss battle against Ganon, it's not just you fighting Ganon. It's Zelda is there helping you and telling you what to do and giving you the tools you need to beat the main boss, which is Ganon.
Correct.
So, you know, I think this has gone on. I mean, we've come a long way, but I think we've actually gone too far to the other side now. I was going to make a review video on Mass Effect Andromeda, and I haven't done it yet. I went through a lot of ups and downs with that game, but one thing that really stood out to me, what I put in my initial review notes, was the romance scenes.
Okay.
You know, Mass Effect is known for, you know, letting your character develop romances with different NPCs. Now, when I pull up my notes here, I noticed something very troubling. For me being a white male, my character is a white male, the different romance options you get is considerably less if you are a straight male, not even a white male. If you're a straight male and you want to have your character be with a straight female, or just be with a female that is a human, you have one option in the game. One option in the game. Now, whenever I went back and looked at the notes for Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Now, I mean, you can have relationships with other races in the game, but I mean, I want my character to be with a human, okay?
All right.
So, whenever, I think it's just a desperate attempt at inclusion of different sexualities, because in Mass Effect 3, you had 5 different human-female options for a romance if you were a male shepherd. But in Andromeda, like I said, you only have one. I looked at the other characters, there's other human characters, and they're all gay. So, You know what the fuck?
So so
I
so
have
basic
one option.
so basically it gives you more. So basically, if your character was a gay character, it would give you more
Oh
options in
yeah.
regards to partners.
Oh yeah.
But in
You might
regards to
have
you
4 or
being
5 different options if you're gay.
now, mind you, everybody, we're not bashing any gay communities, trans
No.
communities, anything like that. We're just saying that in regards to the game itself, if you're other than a straight male or female, you're given more options in regards to partners that you can have.
They're right. And this was a big thing. I read today that there's a patch coming out Thursday that's going to fix facial animations for the game. And I didn't see any more about it, but in the main article it said that there's going to be a patch coming out later to offer more options. But
Mm,
which
okay.
is good, but the game's already out now, and
Oh,
I think that they have gone too far in the way of inclusion. Like, I'm not
okay.
saying inclusion is a bad thing. I'm just saying let's.
Hmm.
It's kind of like the SJW mindset. You
Okay.
know, everybody bashes SJWs because they don't want equal rights. Now they're pushing the boundary to where they want more rights or more liberties than
Basically another platform to try to get more rights and like you said, more rights, more liberties, more of everything out of. First it was real life, then in the movies and acting and that genre. Now they're going into the whole gaming genre and wanting equality and all that other stuff.
Yeah, and it's feeling like not that they want equality. They don't want everything to be even. They want more than what they're fighting against, you
More
know?
than the rest. Okay.
Yeah, more than the rest. And to me, I guess I mean I never seen diversity as an issue. Of course, I'm a straight white male, so why would I have any problems with it? You know, is what
Yeah,
everybody's
no,
gonna
no. I
say.
mean, definitely.
But
No, I'm
but
sorry.
but at the same time, I can also I spoke with you about this in private before, Bariqua. I'm kind of the same way. I'm more drawn to a game if the character is gonna look or feel more like me because I like to project myself onto that character,
Correct.
and if it's a straight white male character, I'm I guess I would say I'm more inclined to play that game because I look at games like Tomb Raider. I didn't really get into it. It's female lead. Um, the last game I tried to play was Recore for the Xbox One. I played it a little bit. I thought it was good, but I didn't get into it. There may be more issues with the game there, but at least I
Hmm.
tried it out. Horizon Zero Dawn really didn't appeal to me. It's a female lead. I'm just kind of like whatever. It, I hear it's a great game, but it doesn't draw me in. So does that make me a bigot? Does that make me a fucking bigot?
No, I think. No, I think what it is, man, is that we are so used to, especially in our age and stuff, we're so used to the male dominant games. Games like Golden Axe and freaking, all the Call of Duties and Battlefield and all that stuff. These are all big male driven games, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we're used to, and now you're having, like I said, now you're having equality within characters of the games for main roles. Like you mentioned, Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider, awesome fucking game, especially the newest one, you know. But yeah, it might be designed to attract more females to play.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a game like Blood Rain, I don't know if you remember from PS2.
Oh yeah, I
It
remember
was a,
that.
a female vampire character, attracted a lot of females into gaming. You know what I'm saying? So games like that were designed to attract the female fan base that felt like they were being left out, you know what I'm saying? Or felt like, well, my brother is playing, this game and it's all boys and stuff. Well, no, now, you have the females that can play the game because it's a female lead role. It makes them feel more comfortable in getting into gaming, which is great. It's just in your aspect, I guess it's you grew up being used to that male dominant role within gaming that
Yeah.
now I mean you have your how can I say, you have your preference. You have your
Yeah.
preference in the type of games you like to play, and that's fine. Everybody should have their preference. But the thing is that, you know what? The way the gaming community and society and games themselves are designed today are for everybody, whether it be
Right.
male, female, gay, lesbian, trans, whatever the case. Anybody can get into the gaming community nowadays and not have to feel like they're being ostracized. So that's why I definitely fucking bash at this article. You know what I'm saying? Especially if, and that's the shit that gets me, man. It's like you're writing an article on games being, you know, bigotry, or
Yeah,
bigoted toward
culturally appropriated. I think that was the
exactly.
thing. It was a cultural appropriation
But
issue.
but if they were to do some fucking investigating into how the gaming community is today in comparison to how it was, say, early 2000s or so, and see how large of a female role there is, you know what I'm saying? You have Optic Midnight, who is part of fucking, Optic, and she is a female, you know what I'm saying? And like fucking one of the best fucking esports gaming clans out there,
Yeah.
and you have other females who, you know, are doing their things within YouTube, their podcast, gaming itself. Um, so I mean, it's very diverse. It's very diverse. It's not just a male-driven culture anymore. It's an everybody-driven culture. It's a community. It just doesn't involve all male within the community. You have males, like I said, males, females, gays, lesbians, trans, whatever, man, military. You know what I'm saying? You have all types of people within that one community nowadays. So yeah, that right there, definitely, it's a no-go for me, man.
Yeah, and even my girlfriend got into games, and she got into games with Gears of War 2, and that game, I know it didn't have any female leads, but it has progressed to the point to where there are a lot of female main characters,
Oh yeah.
and even in Gears 3, you could choose a female for the first time, and going into Gears 4, I talked to her about this topic, and she feels the same way I do. So I understand. She wants to play as a character that more represents her. I think her,
Definitely.
me, and Rican, I was on Skype with Rican and had the headphones off, and we were all three talking, and she was saying, yeah, I want to play. So everybody understands. We all want to be included. We all want to, project ourselves onto that character. I think mine comes more from me being younger. I always wanted to play basketball, but with my health problems, that was never going to be an option for me. So I lived out
Hmm.
my life through video games, even competitive games or whatever. So
Hmm.
the things I couldn't do in real life, I could do in a video game because I could project myself onto those characters.
Shoot,
So
definitely, man.
basically, I had it lucky because back then it was white male dominated back then. You
No,
remember
no,
back
no.
in the day when Samus took her helmet off when you got to the end of Metroid, and
Yeah, yeah.
everybody was like, "Holy shit, it's a female!" That might be the only case way back then when we were coming up on games where there was actual diversity in games.
And to be honest
So
with you, that's when the culture slowly started, making that transition. You know what I'm saying? If you
yeah.
figure like, you got Mortal Kombat had female characters.
Oh yeah, that's
as a,
right. Sonya
as
and
a matter of
Marina,
fact,
and they just kept adding more and more.
even Golden Axe, fucking, which goes way way back, but even Golden Axe had female character that was playable. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I mean, you always have the option. What was it? Super Mario Part 2, where
part
you were able to
two,
play as a princess. You know what I'm saying, for the first time.
and she could
You
float.
know, exactly.
I loved playing
But
as the princess back then because she could float. She was easier to use for me.
yeah, definitely, you'd be able to float across the board and stuff easily. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So just thinking about it now, I mean, even back then when we were younger, you still had that option of female characters within the games. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Eh, and not just that. And I know the article that you sent me here gets more into natives and stuff like that. But you know, I don't know, man. I don't see games today bashing ethnic races and stuff like that or ethnic groups. You know, I don't see that.
No, I don't see it either. And again, Anita Sarkeesian, she had something that got me really pissed off about her is there was a video she made uh, about natives or not even natives. It was a cultural issue about Far Cry 3 and about how the lead character was a black African tribal woman and she's over sexualized and it paints a bad picture for all black women that are from Africa. And my biggest gripe with that was it's a fucking video game that doesn't take place in a real location. It's not a real tribe they're talking about. It's all made up. But then she tried to project reality or fiction, nonfiction into fiction.
Correct.
You know, and that's something you can't do. You can't do that at all with games because, like I said, with games and movies and media, a lot of people, what they do is they take that as reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
somebody, I mean, God forbid somebody watches World of Warcraft or The Walking Dead and thinks that's real. You know,
No, no,
that's
exactly.
that's not how it is. It should be held to the same standard. Video games should be held to the same standard.
And just like you mentioned, man, World of Warcraft. That's another thing. Like you know, you can play games nowadays where you can create your own characters, and they're fictional characters, man. They're not even human beings. You know what I'm saying? You're playing as orcs or fucking elves, or or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So you have games also that you can just lose yourself within the character, and it doesn't have to be white, black, Hispanic, whatever the case may be. You know, you're playing yourself as a fictional character, so you have those options as well. You
Yeah.
know, whether you can make a male or female, of course you can customize that. You know, but it doesn't just have to be in regards to a real life human thing. You know.
Yeah, I think if this pushes on, like I think we're at a good spot right now, as far as diversity. I won't say inclusion because that sounds a little derogatory, but diversity. I think we're in a good spot now that if people keep taking offense to these issues, that it's actually going to be worse for the video game industry because all of these game creators and developers now all of a sudden they have less to work with because they have to make sure let me see how to word this. They have to it actually it pulls back their creative freedoms.
Correct.
Where if they have a specific story they want to tell
Yeah,
about
restricts them.
this person, yeah, in order to include everybody, they then have to change that story up, or they have to change the game too much to where it's actually going to hurt the quality of the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's going to be worse for all of us. Like it would be an ideal world, I guess, if every game that came out had to create a character, but that's not the reality of it because these writers have specific stories they want to tell about specific topics. And I just think we're in a good place right now, man. I think we're in a much better place than we've ever been in, and games have come too far
No, I
already,
think
or not
I,
too far.
I
They've come far enough.
I agree with you. No, 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 definitely, man. I agree with you. Like I said, man, I think in regards to games, the community itself, man, we're very, even though, man, we tend to bash the crap out of each other and stuff like that,
Yeah,
whether it be male to female, female to male, whatever, man, we also support each other. You know what I'm saying? We don't allow people to downplay females, the way it was allowed back in the day,
yeah,
we have a lot of people who take a lot of these female YouTubers and stuff under their wing, and bring them up. You know what I'm saying? And how can I say, expose them in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Yeah.
letting people know about the channels and stuff like that, and letting them do their thing, and seeing how good these female YouTube characters are. You know what I'm saying? Just as good as male characters. You know what I'm saying? How good their podcast shows are and stuff like that. So the equality is definitely there. The support is definitely there between both male and female. You know, and like I said, not just male and female, but any like gender, race in general. You know, so yeah, man, I totally agree with you, bro.
So I want to go ahead and try to wrap this up, but the reason I wanted to have you on here is because I know you're a strong Latinx woman, man thing. So that's why I wanted to talk to you about it, because hey, man, it doesn't really resonate as well with me being a white male, and you know, if I got a problem with something, my point is invalidated because I've already quote unquote got it all. But
No, no, definitely, man. You know, another thing I wanted to bring up, man. And this gonna be for probably the next episode or future episode, man. We got some new games coming up this year, man. And I actually brought it up last time. I wanted to bring it up this time, man. I mean, I don't know if you checked it out, man, but I'm a big State of Decay fan, and
yeah.
you know, I've been checking out State of Decay 2. And yeah, man, I'm definitely excited for E3, man, for them to bring out more stuff in regards to the game. I was checking out some of the just the new updates that they have in regards to the game, man. And one thing that I'm finding, well, besides the fucking graphics look outrageously amazing, but now you can actually, it's not single player anymore, man. You can actually play single player, or you can actually team up with friends up to a team of 3 and play the game that way itself, man, which is fucking great. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's all we wanted out of the first one, was to be able to play co-op.
Exactly. You know, so I mean, I'm really excited about that, and we will be bringing more. I'm going to do some more research on it. Once they start bringing more information about it and stuff, I'll bring some more information about that. But definitely, man, we're going to have another episode in regards to new games that are coming out this year. And another thing I wanted to bring up is the Empire. The Empire itself, man. We're currently recruiting right now for, you know, just to start filling up our ranks and stuff, and so we're looking for everything, man. We're looking for content creators, designers, you know what I'm saying, YouTubers, people who want to co-host within the podcast itself, man. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, if you're interested in being part of the team, hit us up over at THoG podcast at gmail.com, and just let us know, you know, give us your basic information, name, you know, what platforms you play on, and what are your interests. Also, another thing we wanted to bring up, we're looking more at a more mature crowd, so we're actually starting the age limit at 21. So 21 and up, man, you can hit us up, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, it's anybody, male, female, military. Most of our guys are prior service veterans. So if you're military, man, and you're into gaming, brother, you know what I'm saying, hit us up, and definitely, man, we'll love to have you guys as part of the team. Another thing we were looking at also is, we used to do in the past, was a mail call. Basically, you can, if you have any topics you want us to talk about in regards to future podcast episodes, any questions and answers, or even just a simple shout out, man, just let us know. Hit us up on the same email address, thogpodcast@gmail.com. And yeah, man, just shoot us, you know, whatever you want us to put on air, or like I said, even a shout out, man. You can always hit us up.
That's right. So that's going to wrap it up here for episode 13 of Empire Intel. Boricua, had a great time with you, brother. We're going to do it again.
As always, brother.
We'll probably be back here tomorrow recording for the Xbox Scorpio specs reveal that's coming out on
Definitely.
the 6th.
Can't wait for that.
So we'll beat that around and you know, see whatever Microsoft gives us and give our opinions on if we're excited for it or not. But thank you guys for watching this. for listening to us ramble. You guys have a good one. Peace.